Tinubu calls on member countries of ECOWAS to fully implement protocol against corruption. Plus, on the news, Lagos and Ogun state governments declared Tuesday, August 20th as public holiday to celebrate this year's Isheshe Day. From the international scene, Kamala Harris arrives in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, where she'll be formally confirmed as the party's presidential candidate. Details of those and more coming your way shortly. To stay with us. Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now, details of the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on member countries of the regional body to, as a matter of necessity, ratify and fully implement the ECOWAS protocol against corruption. From mere commitment and intention, he urged ECOWAS member states to take action by implementing the anti-graft protocol, maintaining that the region's future hinges on its capacity to build governance structures that are not just transparent, accountable and efficient, but also serve the interests of the people. Correspondent Inabuchi Okenabuchi sent in this report.
The call was part of President Tinubu's determination to wipe out corruption in the region as the chairman of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the ECOWAS Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The Nigerian leader who made the call on Monday during the 6th Annual General Assembly of the Network of National Anti-Corruption Institutions in West Africa, NACIWA, held at the ECOWAS Secretariat in Abuja, also announced Nigeria's donation of an office building for the permanent headquarters of NACIWA in the country. The ECOWAS chairman urged member countries of the regional body to move beyond rhetoric and focus on concrete actions targeted at harmonizing their legal frameworks to close loopholes exploited by corrupt individuals. President Tinubu reaffirmed what he described as Nigeria's unwavering commitment to NACIWA's success and the broader anti-corruption agenda within ECOWAS, assuring that working together in synergy will enable member countries to build more vital institutions, foster regional unity, and pave the way for a prosperous and corrupt-free West Africa. Earlier, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, noted that there is an urgent need for regional and global cooperation in the battle against corruption, describing it as a cancer that threatens Africa's stability and development. Ambassador Tuga also highlighted the alarming scale of financial loss due to corruption, pointing to UN estimates that Africa loses $88.6 billion annually to illicit financial flows, funds that could have been used for essential public services like schools and hospitals, just as Nigeria's Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi emphasized the crucial role of collaborative efforts in the fight against corruption. On their part, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Mr. Ola Olukayade, ICPC's Musa Aliu urged regional and anti-corruption bodies to adapt their strategies to evolving threats, while emphasizing that fight against corruption is a long. On their part, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Mr. Ola Olukayode, and ICPC's Musa Aliu urged regional anti-corruption bodies to adapt their strategies to evolving threats, while emphasizing that the fight against corruption is a long-term struggle requiring unwavering commitment. They called for full adherence to the 2021 ECOWAS Protocol on Anti-Corruption and recommended the use of digital tools to enhance the effectiveness of anti-corruption measures. Other dignitaries present at the summit include Chairman, Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes, Udende Emmanuel, Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, heads of ECOWAS anti-corruption agencies, and representatives of UN agencies, among many others. From Abuja, I am Nabuchi Okenabuchi reporting for Galaxy Television News.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has called on relevant stakeholders to work in synergy with government to create a clear roadmap for transforming the nation's public service into a world-class institution that delivers on promises of democracy. We have details in this report.
Akuma made the call while declaring open to the Integrity Innovation Lab for public servants aimed at supporting the development of a culture of integrity within government and governance, which was held in Abuja on Monday. The SGF was represented by staff in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Simon Tungu, stated that creating Integrity Innovation Lab will mark a turning point in Nigeria's journey to enhance equitable and prosperous country.
At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I must add that this workshop is not just about identifying problems or challenges. It is about generating innovative ideas and solutions. I therefore encourage each of you to think outside the box, to be bold and creative in your approaches.
In his welcome address, the Director General of Bureau of Public Service Reforms, Arabi Dasuki, stated that for any public institution to attain a world-class standard comparable to any developed countries, it must have a level of public policies to drive the objectives and goals of government. Dasuki, who was represented by the head of audit BPSR, Emmanuel Achoda, noted that the desire of government is to develop the public service to a world-class institution which will be comparable to any of the other in any developed country, adding that upholding integrity in the public service is apt and very strategic to good governance.
It is pertinent then to state that for any public institution to attain a world-class standard comparable to any of the developed countries, it must have a level of public officers to drive the objectives and goals of government. Therefore, in Nigeria, it is the desire of government to develop the public service to a world-class institution which will be comparable to any of the other one in any developed country.
We try our best to see that the pride of the nation is built on integrity and accountability through conversations that we can have here, and the change we want to see in our society will be built upon all of us that found our time worthy to come into this hall to have this conversation. Once again, on behalf of the Accountability Lab, I want to welcome you to this highly esteemed event. We hope it will be worth your time. We hope it will be worth the conversation to build the country we want to see.
The federal government has appealed to the National Assembly to come up with a proper legislation that will curtail the spate of power theft and vandalization of power equipment across the country. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, made the appeal during an oversight function to his ministry by the House of Representatives Committee on Power. Adelabu noted that through effective collaboration with respective agencies and stakeholders, there has been power stability in the country. He said the ministry is not resting on its horse. To sustain the momentum, the minister stressed the need for appropriate laws to curtail energy theft and vandalization of power equipment in Nigeria.
We want a bill or more stringent penalties in the amendment to the Electricity Act for three things: bill default, power theft, and power asset vandalization. There must be punitive punishments recommended for this. And the third one has to be, I learned there's a bill on the floor of the House now, but if there's none, we want to sponsor the bill on the local content.
Adelabu will commend the National Assembly for its support for the minister, stressed the need to accord priority to the appropriation from the ministry, noting that the power sector is now more active and vibrant more than ever before. On his part, the Chairman House Committee on Power, Honorable Victor Onyemechi Nwokolo, commended the efforts of the minister and other agencies for the noticeable increase in power generation and supply in the country. He noted that the increase in the electricity supply in the country was suspended by the National Assembly in the interest of the masses, stressing that people need to enjoy what they are being charged for.
Functionality and affordability of electricity supply to our dear people. Now we have a sector that is more vibrant and active than ever before. I don't think we have ever discussed the issue of power sector in the past administration like we are doing now. And almost everybody is being carried along. It's no longer being run like a cult. Almost everybody is now a power expert, knowing what is happening in generation, what is happening to gas supply, what is happening in transmission, in distribution, in metering, and so on and so forth.
It's all wisdom. Of course, we represent the people, and based on the yearnings of our people, we shut down the issue of increment in tariff. We will shut it down basically because the necessary procedures were not complied with. If you look at the Electricity Act, it said that increment in tariff must be phased over a period of time. Above all, it must be gazetted in different languages, meaning that there must be advert, there must be consultation, there must be town hall meetings here and there.
The Nigerian Police Force has summoned Joe Ajaero, the national president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, for questioning over allegation of terrorism, financing, cybercrime and other related offences. The invitation letter signed by ACP Adamu Muhazu on behalf of the Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Response Team warned that a warrant of arrest would be issued if Ajaero fails to comply. The letter reads, "This office is investigating a case of criminal conspiracy, terrorism financing, treasonable felony, subversion, and cybercrime in which you have been implicated. You are therefore required to report to the undersigned for an interview on Tuesday, 20th August 2024 at 10 a.m. prompt at Old Abattoir by Guzape Junction, Abuja, through the team leader on telephone in connection with the above investigation. They informed that if you fail to honor this letter, this office will have no choice but to issue a warrant for your arrest." At the time of filing this report, Ajaero could not be reached for comment. Now to other stories. Ahead of the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in Edo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said that the collection of 184,438 permanent voter cards of various categories served by the Commission during the last CVR will commence on August 22, 2024. Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, made the disclosure during a meeting with resident electoral commissioners (REC) held at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja on Monday. He said a total of 184,438 voter cards, including 119,206 new registrations, 46,171 intrastate transfers, 8,847 interstate transfers, 5,406 correction of details, and 5,406 requests for replacement of lost or damaged PCVs have been printed and delivered to the Commission's office in Benin City, Edo State. He added that the cards will be available for collection in all 192 wards in the state between August 22 and August 26, and afterwards the collection will continue in all 18 local government offices across the state from August 28 to September 8, 2024. The chairman, however, urged voters to locate and collect their PVCs in persons before the deadline and also ensure they come out to exercise their franchise on the election day.
The Commission has developed a register containing, among other information, the names and photographs of the 184,438 voters to ease the collection of their PVCs. The register has also been uploaded to our website to facilitate easy identification and collection of the cards.
Now, in another turn of events, fuel scarcity is looming again in Lagos State as long queues is being evident in major filling stations across the state capital. The scarcity has made some end users resort to purchasing fuel at black market. However, this has sparked reactions from some Lagos residents. In this report, Galaxy's Oluwadara Kingbongbe examines reaction of those affected by the plight. The report.
A commercial driver named Chinedu Orji stated that he slept at the filling station and at the time of filing this report, he has not been able to get fuel. Tricyclist stated that there is no fuel at the filling station and that 1 litre of fuel at black market is 1,300 naira.
It's no longer how long we have been here. It's our new home. We slept in the filling station. I was there since the 12 midnight. I met some people here. Even the queue was even to actually going to Osimbari or what is it called, this estate here. Before I met them by 12 midnight. So this is our new home. Individual too is our problem. Look at the way they are doing here. We'll be on the queue. Some people are using exits to enter. So everybody is a problem in this country.
They don't be safe for no day. As we do like this, I don't know how I will take work. The work I go buy black man now. 1 litre buy now 1,300. I don't buy 3 litre. I don't carry me 3 hours. So that make I say I can follow stand for queue again. What I go feed buy? Whether they make them sell for people. They don't agree sell for cake. Me them carry and go. The only motor they sell for.
Some filling stations are selling fuel for those with cards. These were the words of Elvis, a Lagos resident. He lamented that he has been at the filling station since morning and he's unable to get fuel. Another Lagos resident, Emmanuel, by name, blames the fuel scarcity on inefficiency of government. He gave a detailed price of fuel for some filling stations.
Because I left my house at about 5:30 a.m. So I've been to like 2 different filling stations. This is making the 3rd one. So all the first stations I've been to, all feed up. And when you ask what's happening, they keep telling you they are selling fuel, but in order. But it's not all their pumps they are using. So sometimes they use the other 2 pumps. And there was one other filling station I went at Keja. What's that name again? They say they only sell for those with their card. If you're not with their card, you can't purchase fuel. So I have to leave there and come to this place. And I've been here since around 8 o'clock. Up till now, I've not been able to get fuel.
Here we have crude oil in the country, yet we don't have the final products. It's ludicrous. It's mind-boggling. Inefficiency, one word. The NMPC is selling for 568 naira per litre, while the major marketers are selling for about 850, which is not supposed to be. Their price should be about 595 naira, but they are not selling at that rate. It just shows that maybe PPRI, they are not doing their work. That's all I can say about that.
On the other hand, Galaxy's Oluwadara Kingbongbe tried to interrogate some filling station officials, but they were unwilling to oblige. The fuel scarcity has sparked different reactions and issues causing long queues at vehicles and traffic in some filling stations neighborhood in Ikeja, Lagos State.
Sometimes they send me back. I respect, I go back. I don't reach my gate. Let me enter. They have to go out so that they'll be.
You're still on to the news in Galaxy TV. Coming up next. Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited announces a net profit of 3.297 trillion naira for the financing year ending December 2023. Details of that and more coming after the break. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now for more updated latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our Eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Lagos and Ogun State government have declared Tuesday, August 20th as public holiday to celebrate this year's Isheshids Day. In Ogun State, this is in line with Akwa Abiodun-led administration's firm belief in religious inclusivity. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the Government Media and Strategy, Honorable Kayode Akinmade, the work-free day will allow traditional worshippers across the state to commemorate their special day. The statement added that Ogun State remains an exemplary federating unit with enviable level of religious cohesion and harmony, even in the face of diversity. It therefore urged traditional worshippers in the state to celebrate in moderation and respect the right of others' religion in the course of celebration, so as to sustain the inherent culture of religious tolerance in the state. The statement also charged the adherents to use the special festive period to pray for peace and economic advancement in Ogun State and Nigeria at large, adding that prayers contribute immensely to the success of every nation. To the story teased earlier, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced a net profit of 3.297 trillion naira for the financial year ending December 2023, marking a 28% increase from the 2.548 trillion naira profits recorded in 2022. A statement by Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Shoneye on Monday noted that this achievement, the highest in the company's for the 6-year history, was disclosed during a World Press Conference at the NNPC Towers in Abuja. The statement said the NNPC Limited has released its 2023 audited financial statement declaring a net profit of 3.297 trillion naira at the close of the financial year, which ended in December 2023, an increase of over 700 billion naira, 28% when compared to the 2022 profit of 2.548 trillion naira. Speaking at the event, NNPC's Chief Financial Officer Umar Ajiya highlighted the significance of the company's fiscal performance, attributing it to strategic foresight and operational resilience. He emphasized that the release of the 2023 audited financial statement underscores NNPC's commitment to transparency and accountability. The NNPC Limited Board Chairman Pius Akinyerule credited the financial result to the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021 and the dedication of the company's board, management, and staff. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has listed transmission infrastructure, vandalization, aging equipment, payment of compensation for acquisition of transmission lines, right-of-way, among others, as some of the challenges facing power transmission in the country. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company, Engineer Suli Ahmed Abdulaziz, while making a presentation before members of the House of Representatives Committee on Power in Abuja, said TCN has implemented effective frequency control and load balancing, and this is evident in the drastic reduction in the instances of partial and full system collapses, ensuring a consistent and reliable power supply to consumers. According to him, there is increased grid visibility as the in-house engineers made use of IoT with the implementation of automatic meter reading infrastructure, adding that the company has commenced implementation of the supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA system to enable real-time monitoring and control of the power grid.
Then our achievement in this year, we have nearly commissioned transformers at the first quarter and the second quarter. You will see the rating of the transformers, the places they are commissioned, and the total megawatts achieved after installation of those transformers. System operations for effective grid management has significantly improved the reliability of the grid network with ongoing efforts such as increase in grid visibility through IoT, expansion, maintenance, and management plans. TCN is confident in achieving a stable, efficient, and robust grid network despite existing challenges.
As part of measures to sustain the recent development in electricity supply in the country, Engineer Abdulaziz stressed the need for the Federal Ministry of Power to support the drive of DISCOs to improve their viability and efficiency, improving funding of FGN projects across the country, as well as provide regulatory support and fostering partnership. On his part, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Victor Onwokolo, who spoke on behalf of other members, said that it was good to provide infrastructure, adding that what is more important is how to safeguard the infrastructure.
Some of them, they are transmission lines that are only single circuit and want to make them double circuits. You can see this page is from number 1 to 20. We have mentioned the lines, we have mentioned the distance in kilometers, and the remarks, what we intend to do. Reconducting of all transmission lines so that we increase their capacity, rehabilitation of all substations, putting more transformers.
Infrastructures are not off the shelf purchase. We will say this because it's usually built to specification. It's more of what you say custom made. So even you need to see how you can engage them. And these ones can only, I think we can only do this through, whether you call it community policing or whether you call it vigilante. But I think that the vigilante will do better for us because they know themselves. Whoever that goes in there, they know themselves. That's where, as you are engaging the governors over the right of way, you take up the issues.
Food is a major source of living as people work to be able to feed themselves and their families. The call by the federal government for Nigerians to embrace farming and winning the fight against hunger, a wake-up call as Nigeria grapple with economic challenges. In this report, our correspondent Dele Fason takes a look at fighting hunger through subsistence farming in Nigeria. The report.
Subsistence farming, as the name implies, is one of the measures most families in Nigeria now adopt as a means of solving the hunger problem by farming to feed the family, since prices of food items is at an all-time high. The chairman, Farmers Association of Nigeria, Edo North Chapter, Alhaji Momodu Abdullahi, as well as some farmers, said it is the way forward.
Talking of subsistence farming, the those are fathers with their family, and there was no money. Everywhere you go into the backyard, you plug on, you go to the backyard, you plug on vegetables, play and everything. And then nobody was talking of the hunger, even though that time they were having so many wives and so many children, and yet they are not hungry.
I'm going to seriously recommend that. The reason is that you'll find that if everyone, have food items like yams, pepper, pawpaw, and fruits, and all the rest just around their compound, they will not need to buy those things. Because right now, as we speak, the economy is biting hard. So when you say, I'm going to depend on the money I make, it may be very, very difficult.
The farmers' chairman called on Nigerian youths to take farming as a challenge in solving the food crisis in Nigeria.
Let us encourage ourselves, because when you are into subsistence farming, the hungry won't be much. So the other persons who cannot farm, when they get to markets, as when there is no overcrowding in the market, you will see some certain things withdraw.
Every youth, let us take it as an emergency. Every youth has to own the farm. go and look for if the government cannot produce, the government can provide the land for farming. The land in Nigeria is the covenant of the government.
In the course of doing it, the lack is gone. At least, if not gone completely, it's partially gone. And then the person will have a firm ground to stand. I will advise that they continue, let everyone stand up and be able to plant something. If you have a small land at the front of your house, utilize it. You can plant fruits, at least you are using it for yourself.
As food prices continue to rise in Nigeria, it is believed that the more families engage in farming, it will help in many ways to put food on the table and solve part of the hunger crisis as related to not having enough food in Nigeria. From Delta State, Daily Fast reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Bayelsa State Governor Toye Diri has asked the Supreme Court to dismiss the appeal brought against his election by the governorship candidate of All Progressive Congress in Bayelsa gubernatorial poll. Diri insisted before the Apex Court that Silva's appeal was terribly bad beyond redemption, as no witness or document supported his request being made at the court. At Monday's proceedings, Governor Diri, represented by Chris Uche San, maintained that the appeal was devoid of merit and should be dismissed in its entirety. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), represented by Charles Edoshomwan, People's Democratic Party (PDP), represented by Tayo Oyetibo San, all supported a call for the dismissal of the appeal for want of merit. However, Silva, represented by Onyechi Piazza San, pleaded with the justices to set aside the judgment of the Bayelsa State governorship election petition and the Court of Appeal, which had earlier dismissed this petition. Silva specifically asked the Supreme Court to invalidate the declaration of Diri by INEC as winner of the gubernatorial poll and declare him as the lawful winner of the election. After taking arguments from the lawyers involved, Justice Garba Lawal deferred judgment till a date that would be communicated to parties.
Two appeals arising from the Kogi governorship election came up today. The one from the SDP and the one from the AA. They were argued and they were awaiting judgment. Judgment was reserved. Yeah, so I'm not at liberty to make any further comments because the matter is sub judice.
Balance brief of argument filed in this case on 2nd August 2024. We had comprehensively articulated our position that both the tribunal and the lower court were wrong in expunging the evidence of an INEC witness who testified as PW1, Abdul Malik Njida.
The decision of the trial tribunal was that the petition was abandoned, but when we got to Court of Appeal, the decision was reversed. So it was very wrong on the part of the council that said that.
Now, still on court matters, the Supreme Court on Monday refused to grant a request of the Social Democratic Party's governorship candidate in Yakubu Ajaka in the last election in Kogi State. The Apex Court dismissed his application, urging the court to await the outcome of his request for a full panel to hear an issue raised in his appeal. In his ruling, Justice Mohammed Garba, who presided over a 5-member panel, noted that the issue in respect of which the appellant seek a full panel was a fraction of the entire appeal. Ajaka and his party are in an appeal praying to the Apex Court to vacate the decision of the lower courts, both the judgment of the Court of Appeal and that of Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal, which upheld the victory of Ahmed Ododo of the All Progressive Congress in the state Gubai election. At the resumed hearing of the appeal, the lawyer who appeared for Ajaka and the SDP, Pius Akubo, told the court that his client had written the Chief Justice of Nigeria for the constitution of a full panel of the court to hear issues raised in paragraph 4.28 and 4.29 in page 16 of the appellant's brief of argument. Akubo said the appellant, by both paragraphs, bring the court to depart from previous decisions in determining their appeal. Former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, will on Tuesday, 20th August, at the Court of Appeal in Abuja, resume his legal battle against the judgment of Code of Conduct Tribunal (CCT) that ordered his removal from office in 2019. The suit was filed at the Court of Appeal since April 2019. The former head of the Nigerian judiciary is praying the Court of Appeal to void and set aside the CCT judgment delivered against him on April 18, 2019 on various grounds. In his appeal, Justice Onogen, through his lead counsel Adegboyega Awumolosan, is asking the appellate court to quash his conviction primarily on grounds of want of jurisdiction, bias, and absence of fair hearing. With Onogen as the appellant, the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the sole respondent. The Code of Conduct Tribunal in 2019 convicted Onogen in all the 6 count charges of breach of Code of Conduct for public officers brought against him by the federal government while in office as head of the country's judiciary. In the lead judgment delivered by Chairman of CCT, Denladi Yakubu Umar, he had ordered the immediate removal of Onogen from office as the CJN. The tribunal has also stripped him of all offices earlier occupied, among which were the chairman of the National Judicial Council (NJC) and also the chairmanship of the Federal Judicial Service Commission. In its 7-point release, Onogen appealed for an order setting aside his conviction as well as quashing the order for forfeiture of his assets and to discharge and acquit him of all charges leveled against him. Stakeholders in Nigeria's economic development have expressed support for the House of Representatives' decision to revisit a crucial legislative bill rejected in the Night Assembly. Rex Aondaka, Director General of Idea Lab Agency, while addressing journalists in Abuja on Monday, stated that the bill's passage would reduce tension in the country and the government eyed public approval and boost the prospect of winning future elections for the current administration. He said if revisited and repositioned, the bill is expected to address the concerns of demonstrators and street protesters of the #EndBadGovernance movement, tackling issues like hunger, illiteracy, and social vices. Recall that the Speaker of the House, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, had on July 2, 2024, conveyed the stakeholders' meeting on the need to revisit the necessary legislative bill that was rejected in the Night Assembly and aligned it to the renewed agenda of the President. The bill in question is a bill for an act to establish the National Council for Public Assistance to Widows, Dependent, Children, and Orphans and Related Matters 2019, formally sponsored by Honorable Chukwuma Umilji.
It is important for us to state here that this piece of legislation is, if revisited as proposed by the Honorable Speaker and the House of Representatives, and then if it is repositioned to align with the aspiration of the President, it will go a long way to address the yearnings of Nigerians, especially those who went on the street to demonstrate for end of bad governance in Nigeria.
Related to that, organizers of the August 1st to 10, 2024 nationwide protests have called on the federal government to immediately order the release of the members that are still in the custody of the Directorate of Security Services and Nigeria Police. The comrades made the call while addressing journalists at a supposed protest to decry their dissatisfaction about the arrest of their members during the last protests. The planned protest at the Federal High Court on Monday in Abuja was not successful as security agencies barricaded the court environment as the arrested protesters were not brought to court. The protest organizers, however, urged the government to be swift in its action as continuous detention of the activists amount to infringement on their human rights. They insist that those currently being held are not responsible for the disruption and thuggery witnessed during the peaceful protest. They further threatened to embark on another protest as soon as possible if federal government failed to release their members and also give them fair trial.
And we are here because of the fact that it is necessary
to show solidarity that people who joined us in that protest from the northern part of the country, from Abuja here, have been arrested, picked up, tortured, and they have not been given the ability to defend themselves in court for more than 2 weeks now.
Supposed to allow fair hearing. Oh, see how they mounted police around the court premises as if is a criminal trial. These people that they hold, they are the people that they demand good governance, that they want Nigerians to be good, to be better.
We are here today because we had the information that our own comrades who have been in DSS and police detention will be brought to court this morning. The same information was given last week, but they were unable to be arraigned. But we are here this morning. But we see what is happening all around us, right? We see that everywhere is militarized, but we are patiently waiting to see what is going to happen.
The government will immediately release the people that they have arrested, not just in Abuja, and Kano, Katsina, and all over the country.
Now, we move to the international desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the foreign news. Kamala Harris has arrived in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, where she will be formally confirmed as the party's presidential candidate. She flew into O'Hare Airport on Air Force 2 days after a day of campaigning in the swing state of Pennsylvania with her running mate Tim Walz. Her Republican rival Donald Trump held a rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday. Ms. Harris is expected to join President Biden on stage when he addresses the convention on Monday. Pennsylvania has been a crucial battleground in recent presidential races, with Donald Trump winning the state in 2016 and Joe Biden in 2020. A news poll shows Trump and Ms. Harris are neck-and-neck in the swing state of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. In a speech on Sunday, Ms. Harris indirectly criticized her opponent, suggesting he was a coward whose politics focused on putting down rivals. A day earlier in the same state, Trump called his Democratic rival a lunatic and bragged that he was much better looking than her. One man has died and 6 other people are missing after a luxury yacht sank off the coast of Sicily in the early hours of Monday morning, the Italian Fire and Rescue Services said. The 56-meter yacht was flying a British flag and Britons are among those missing, Italy's Coast Guard reported. The 22 people on board included 10 crew and 12 passengers, some of whom were American and Canadian nationals. Emergency services rescued 15 people, including a 1-year-old British girl. Local media reported that the yacht, sailing under the name Bayesin, sank after encountering a heavy storm overnight that caused water spout to appear over the sea. Witnesses told newsmen that the Bayesian's anchor was down when the storm struck, causing a mast to break and the ship to lose its balance and sink. A wreck has been identified at a depth of 50 meters. Fire and Rescue Service said, with divers searching for the missing people. The body of the man who has been confirmed dead was found outside the wreckage. His nationality has not yet been confirmed. The young girl underwent tests at the hospital out of an abundance of caution, but is said to be fine. 8 of those rescued are receiving treatment in a hospital, the Italian Coast Guard said. Israeli police said on Monday that a powerful explosion the night before in Tel Aviv was a terror attack that wounded 1 person and prompted heightened alert. This was a terror attack involving the explosion of a powerful explosive, the force said in a statement. On Sunday, authorities reported that the blast in the commercial hub of Tel Aviv had killed one person who Israeli media said was a suspected assailant. As a result of the explosion, a passerby was moderately injured, the police said, adding that authorities had ordered an increase in alert levels and extensive searches throughout the greater Tel Aviv area. The blast late on Sunday came shortly after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Tel Aviv to push for a ceasefire in Gaza after more than 10 months of war, and as fears grow of a wider regional conflagration. Blinken, on his ninth regional tour since the start of the Israel-Hamas war, met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other top Israeli officials. And still on foreign news, top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken urged Israel and Hamas on Monday not to derail negotiations that he described as potentially the last opportunity to secure a Gaza truce and a hostage release deal. Blinken, on his ninth regional tour since Hamas' 7th October attack triggered the war, stated that he returned to Israel to bring the agreement to fruition. The U.S. Secretary of State later met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem and is scheduled to travel to Cairo on Tuesday, where ceasefire talks are expected to resume this week. Protesters lament the deteriorating situation of the country as hunger protest continues. Israel and have blamed each other for delays in reaching a truce accord, which diplomats believe could help avert a broader conflict in the Middle East. We are working to ensure there is no escalation, no provocations, and no actions that would move us away from finalizing this deal or escalate the conflict to other areas and greater intensity, Blinken said. It is time to get it done. It's also time to ensure that no one takes any steps that could derail this process. Sudan has been stricken by a cholera outbreak that has killed nearly 2,000 people and sickened hundreds more in recent weeks, health authorities said. The health minister, Haytham Mohamed Ibrahim, said in a statement that at least 22 people have died from the disease and at least 354 confirmed cases of cholera have been detected across the war-torn country in recent weeks. On Saturday, he declared a cholera epidemic in Sudan and noted that the outbreak was because of the weather conditions and because drinking water has been contaminated. He said the decision was taken in conjunction with authorities in the eastern state of Kassala, United Nations agencies, and experts after the discovery by the Public Health Laboratory of the cholera virus. An official from the World Health Organization, Margaret Harris, said in a media call that 11,327 cholera cases with 316 deaths have been reported in Sudan so far. Cholera is a fast-developing, highly contagious infection that causes diarrhea, leading to severe dehydration and possible death within hours when not treated, according to the WHO. It is transmitted through the ingestion of contaminated food or water and can kill within hours without treatment. And finally, on foreign news, Imran Khan, Pakistan's jailed former Prime Minister, appears to be eyeing up a new role from behind bars, that of Oxford University Chancellor. Khan, who has been imprisoned for more than a year on charges he says are politically motivated, submitted his application ahead of the deadline on Sunday night. His advisor confirmed on X. The one-time cricket star is already an honorary fellow of Oxford's Caleb College, where he studied PPE in 1972. The University of Oxford gave no comment about the specific application and will not confirm the candidate for the position until early October, with voting to be held on 28 October. Previously, candidates were required to be nominated by 50 members of the university convocation. The Oxford Chancellor's role is largely ceremonial and is voted for by graduates of the university who have had their degree conferred, provided, and have registered to vote, and members of the university congregations, including academic staff. Candidates cannot be current students, employees of the university, or candidates to political office. Christopher Patton is the outgoing Chancellor, who has held the position since 2003. And that's all we have on the foreign news.
Now, we move to the entertainment desk for more news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Moye. Here are some of the stories for today.
Nollywood actress Caroline Danjuma has called out popular clothing brand Ashlux after their staff threw a tear gas on her and her colleague Sean George. Taking to her Instagram page, she revealed that they had parked in front of the brand's building and security had approached them telling them to leave. She revealed that things escalated and they were poured tear gas. She stated that everything happened so fast and she was scared because she thought they were going to shoot her. She questioned what would have been her fate if she was alone with a faulty car, as she noted how her police were also sprayed even when he was begging for calmness. The ex-wife of billionaire Musa Danjuma stated that she had never seen her security treat anyone this badly and she promised to take legal action against them. Controversial Nigerian singer Portable has been allegedly attacked by some boys in Iju-Ishaga. The singer shared a video of him at home with his wife as he groaned in pain. He revealed that he went to celebrate one of his friends when he and his boys were attacked. Fortunately for him, he was able to escape, but some of his boys have been missing. He revealed that 2 iPhones and his ATM were stolen as well. He described his attackers as evil, as he noted how a similar experience had happened to him in the past, where they collected his ice chain and gold earring. Afrobeat star Davido has reacted to the news of his father, Adedeji Adeleke, making a substantial donation of 1 billion naira to the Cherubim and Seraphim Church Centenary Endowment Fund. The generous contribution was made during a remembrance service held in honor of Esther Adeleke, Adedeji Adeleke's late mother, at the church headquarters in Lagos on Sunday. The endowment fund, established as part of the centenary celebrations, aimed to support the church activities and future projects. Taking to social media, Davido expressed his admiration for his father's philanthropic effort, particularly towards religious institutions and education. Wumi, the wife of late singer Mohbad, clears the air after she was dragged by her sister Karimot, who leveled accusations against her. It is not news that since the passing of the late musician, accusations had been flying in all directions. Issues ranging from paternity fraud to suspicions about his death being unnatural had taken central stage. Recently, Mohbad's wife's sister, who had been defending her, came online to drag her, leveling accusations. Amongst others, she had opined that Wumi stole Mohbad's phone from his mother and has refused to release it. Mohbad's wife has come online to note that she isn't going to defend her truth on the social media space, but in a court of law. She added that those who hold her late husband dear shouldn't let anything tarnish his memories.
And that'll be all on Entertainment News. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rose Blossom Moye. Bye for now.
And that is all we have for you. We thank you so much for watching.